But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. Well, come on, man. That kid was a cakewalk.
Nigga wrong. Canelo always has have a problem with boxers. He always struggles when he fights a boxer. Anybody knows that if you can box and take a punch, you're gonna give him a hard time. Bud is not one of these guys that's gonna quit.
Bud Crawford soundly defeating Canelo Alvarez. We thought that maybe he could have won by even a further margin on the scorecards. He gets it done unanimously. Teddy, can you put into words what we just saw from Terence Crawford?
Well, the only thing I wonder is if Crawford was born and made in a laboratory.
Floyd Mayweather mocked Canelo Alvarez after his loss to Terence Crawford, saying Canelo is not the same fighter he used to be and has always been overrated. Mayweather said he believed in Crawford from the beginning and proved it by placing a big bet on him. He won a lot of money, and an ex-account even shared a photo of the betting slip, showing Mayweather bet $50,000 on Crawford. After the fight, Canelo showed respect to Crawford, calling him a great fighter who deserved the win. Even though he was disappointed, Canelo said he still feels strong, both physically and mentally, and is ready for the future. He also said he would be open to fighting Crawford again, showing he is still hungry to prove. Garcia shared his thoughts after Terence Crawford's big win, praising him and saying he might be the best fighter of all time. Garcia and strong mindset, and he believes it's rare to see such greatness in boxing. Veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas also gave his view, comparing Canelo Alvarez's loss to Crawford with his earlier loss to Floyd Mayweather. Atlas said Canelo has always had trouble with faster and sharper fighters and that his footwork and hand speed are still weak spots. He explained that Crawford, even after a year out of the ring, came back focused and ready, using goals against top-level technical fighters, while Crawford's win adds even more to his growing legacy.
From the beginning, that if you go back, and I know it was a lot of years ago, I get it, but you have to have something to point at. If you go back to when he lost his first fight, of course, Canelo I'm talking about, to Mayweather, it wasn't just that his hands were too slow, his feet were too slow. And he's in there with a guy with quick feet and quicker hands. You know what? It doesn't matter how big he is. What did Ali say? Your hands cannot hit what your eyes cannot see. That was tonight. It was great.
Let's put some context on this.
It was great.
Let's put some context on this victory first. A year out of the ring. I think it was like 13 some odd months out of the ring, okay?
Yeah, really?
Yeah. 2 weight classes. Think about that.
Yep.
He had surgery early at the beginning of the year. Surgery on the shoulder surgery, right? Not sure which one. And to come in here and to put on that type of performance against Canelo that actually is coming off a performance, right? You expected Canelo to be sharp. He was sharp. However, what Crawford did was he took the air out of the ball.
Yep.
He used this. That's what boxing's about, people. It's about this. Strategy. That's what he had. He used his feet. He understood Canelo every single movement. That's why Canelo couldn't land any shots on him. He knew what was coming. He knew that the looping right hand was going to come from the southpaw position. So what did he do? Hold the phone. He knew that the hook to the body was going to come. What did he do? Block, and he shot up with counters.
One of his great assets that we don't hear about enough. One of those things that are not so easily as immeasurable on paper, but it's eyes, vision.
Focus.
We know the physical ones we talk about and we understand so easily. Speed, power, quickness, legs, all that stuff. But eyes, radar. This guy's got infrared.
Sports journalist Ariel Helwani quickly shared the official result on social media, confirming what many fans had already seen. Terence Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision with scores of 116 to 112, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113. Even though the scores were close, the judges agreed that Crawford clearly controlled the fight. Helwani's post spread fast, marking a historic moment as Crawford beat one of boxing's biggest stars. The win showed not just power, but smart and disciplined boxing. Teofimo Lopez, a current champion known for his fearless style, also praised Crawford. He said the fight brought together 2 of the best in the world, and the right man won. Lopez even said Crawford deserves a spot in the top 10 greatest boxers of all time. His praise shows how much respect Crawford has earned in the boxing world and how this win has made a big impact.
In terms of his prime, how can you gauge it?
Doesn't matter. We saw a great fight tonight, did we not? That's all that matters. Two guys risked it, and the better man won tonight. That was Crawford.
Terence got it right. Is there no need for a rematch, or do you want to see running back? Because it was pretty good, like you said.
No, it was pretty, it was really good, actually.
Yeah.
So it's up to the jam. He's a jam. He can do whatever he wants.
What do you think happens with Canelo next after this?
What happens to Canelo after this? It don't matter. He's made a big statement for not only Mexico or the pride of Mexico, but for all Latinos right there. So he's done a great job for himself, man. Nevertheless, Crawford is on his way, continuing to create greatness.
Mentally.
What's up?
You fought it for Crawford earlier, and you see the reason you call it like that.
I know boxing. I just know stylistically. I've been in the gym with, I've shared the ring with Canelo, and then I see that. So
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
at least top 10.
At least
Yeah,
top 10.
top 10 or top 15,
Yeah.
easily, you know? There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, you know?
At the post-fight press conference, Canelo Alvarez was asked what it was like to fight both Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. His answer got a lot of attention, especially when he compared the two. Canelo said Crawford impressed him more, especially in the later rounds when focus and control are most important. He even said, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This strong comment not only showed how much he respected Crawford's performance, but also started a big discussion among fans about who is the better boxer in history.
In the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After the loss, people began to wonder about Canelo Alvarez's future in boxing. His words and body language made some think he might be thinking about retirement, especially since Crawford's win has taken the spotlight. Many said Crawford gave Canelo a lesson in the ring, using smart moves and quick thinking to take control and win the title. This victory is already seen as a big moment in boxing history, with some calling Crawford one of the best fighters of this generation. For Canelo, the loss has made people question if his time at the top is over, while for Crawford, it proves he is now the face of modern boxing.
Was going to create history. I told you guys this before he fought Sean Porter. I said that Terence Bud Crawford can beat first ballot Hall of Famer and superstar and legend Canelo Alvarez. I've been saying this for years, that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And tonight, he did just that. He did just that. Not only did he beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, but he arguably retired Canelo Alvarez, who after the fight, Canelo Alvarez stated that he's done everything that he needed to do in the sport of boxing. When asked, do he want a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez said, it's no need. He gave no indications of a rematch. And Canelo Alvarez stated that he's a Hall of Famer, he's a winner, just being there made him a winner, right? And he stated that he's done everything he needed to do in the sport of boxing. That's what he said. Canelo Alvarez got schooled once again. I told you guys, styles make fights. This particular style of boxers and counterpunchers and movers has historically given Canelo Alvarez problems. And as I told you guys, right? Terence Crawford can fight any which way he chooses to fight. He's just that much more versatile. And everybody didn't believe me. They said I was tripping. Canelo was too big. He gonna knock out Terence Crawford, right? He too big, too strong. Terence Crawford get hit. Terence Crawford don't box, don't move. And I told you guys, when Terence Crawford wants to move and wants to box, right, he can. And he would, right? And guess what? Terence Crawford, I told you guys, when he fought the likes of Victor Postol, right? Y'all said that, oh, he don't move that much. I said, did you look at his fight with Victor Postol? Did you look at his fight with Jose Benavidez? Yeah, well, those guys ain't Canelo Alvarez. And I told you guys, it doesn't matter if they're Canelo Alvarez. It's about Terence Crawford's ability to be able to maneuver around and box in every which manner he so chooses. If he wants to incorporate that style that he boxes and moves, he could. And what did he do tonight? I said Terence Crawford could fight at every level. Didn't I tell you guys that? I said Terence Crawford can fight in mid-range. He could fight on the outside. He could fight on the inside. Canelo Alvarez cannot. Y'all asked me, why aren't you talking about what Canelo Alvarez could do great? And I told you, because we know what Canelo Alvarez is going to do. He's going to fight. He's consistent in who he is and how he fights. Period. I told you guys that.
Boxing legend Andre Ward praised Terence Crawford's performance, calling it a historic win and a fight that fans will remember for many years. He said this kind of fight defines a boxer's career and shows the difference between great fighters and true legends. Ward was especially impressed by how Crawford stayed calm and smart while taking apart Canelo round by round. He called it a GOAT-ed moment, meaning one of the greatest ever. With this, Ward placed Crawford among the best fighters in boxing history, showing how big and important this win really was.
Seeing Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, what was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
From Terence Crawford, just great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. And he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great, great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing?
Rising star Keyshawn Davis, who sees Crawford as a mentor and role model, reacted with pride and excitement after the fight. He called Crawford one of the greatest of all time, a title young fighters don't use unless the performance truly earns it. Davis was impressed by how Crawford stuck to his plan and didn't let Canelo get comfortable. For him, this fight wasn't just about winning. It showed that true greatness comes from skill, smart thinking, and hard work. His reaction showed how much this victory means to the new generation of fighters who hope to follow Crawford's path.
What's up, bro? Yes, sir.
What do you think made the difference?
The speed, really.
Yeah.
I think it was the main factor. Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round. So
yeah,
honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great,
Yeah.
but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis gave a very honest opinion about the fight. He questioned how any judge could give 5 rounds to Canelo, saying Crawford was clearly the better fighter from start to finish. Lewis pointed out that Canelo has always had trouble with fighters who move well, and Crawford's speed and footwork made the difference once again. Although Lewis expected more exciting back-and-forth action, he still appreciated the smart and technical skills shown in the fight. His comments showed both the weaknesses in Canelo's style and the smart way Crawford used movement and timing to stop Canelo's attacks.
Let me tell you, great fight. I was hoping that there was more action coming from Canelo. You know, I'm used to Canelo fighting that way all the time. He tried his best. He always has trouble against movers. I was really expecting them to be more punches, more movement by Canelo. What can you say?
This reminds me of the point that Jaya Patai made yesterday, and you picked up on it. He said he's coming in with all his belts. Terence looks like he's still hungry, and Canelo looks like he's whining and dining in his success. Do you think that might be the difference tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was a little bit of difference. The cat has got really fat, so he tried his best. I've seen Canelo box about many times, and I thought that this time he just boxed like he always boxes. And then I felt he couldn't really do nothing against Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford was too quick, too elusive. Anybody would find trouble with him, but Canelo couldn't find him.
The scorecards were 2 red, 115, 113. Were they right with the cards?
It was for Canelo to win a round. I say he won about 3 rounds in that fight. I was actually amazed at the way how Terence Crawford moved and never got hit. And threw combinations, because that's what you're supposed to do, throw combinations. So he threw combinations. He wasn't trying to knock out Canelo, but he definitely was throwing a lot of punches, a lot of combinations.
Roy Jones Jr., one of the most skilled boxers ever, was shocked by what he saw in the fight. He had skill, patience, and smart strategy. Jones said Canelo has always had problems with fast fighters who move well, and Crawford used that to his advantage again. For Jones, this wasn't just a win. It was a complete breakdown of Canelo's usual style, leaving him with no answers. His comments made it clear that Crawford's performance was not only strong, but also very smart and technical, proving he was the better fighter that night.
Beautiful performance, exactly what I expected. All I want to see was Creed take the punch. If you take a punch, you know what's going to happen to that.
Did you expect him to trade with Canelo like that on the inside?
Yes, we spoke on the airplane going to Dubai.
Yeah.
The only thing I told him was that you could not give Canelo the center of the ring. And earlier you gave it to him, but then he started outboxing him and outsmarting him with it, and he started taking it back at the right time. So he studied his film very well. He knew when to fight, when to move left, and when to move right. He was a very smart fight. He completely frustrated Canelo.
Did you score it, Roy?
Huh?
Did you score it?
No, I didn't score it, but I think probably was something like 8-4.
8-4?
Yep.
What do you think should happen next, Roy?
I have no clue.
Crawford put himself amongst the all-time greats like yourself with that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
5-weight world champion,
Yes.
3-weight undisputed champion.
Yes.
Where are you putting him in the all-time list?
Hard to beat that.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.